says we're live.
All right.
Yeah, and it looks like it's 7 o'clock, so, I call this meeting of the Trails Library Board of Trustees to order. We'll begin with roll call.
Cody Edwards.
Here.
Jean Beal. Here. Patty Long.
Here.
Anna Watt. Here. Dan Friedman.
Here.
Carolyn Dillon.
Here.
And Becky Courier. Here. Chris Stolpot. Not here. Mike Elder. And Heather Jepson.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably not good. Okay, all right, Kendra, did you have some comments for us?
I'm going to talk about summer reading and how excited we are in Odessa. The summer reading has started, and we're all not twitchy yet, so we're doing good. We're doing good. We're 3 weeks in, and nobody's twitching yet, so we feel like we're doing really good. SRPM programs are off to a great start. The patients are really excited this year. They were coming in May, and we just signed up. We're like, nope, gotta wait a little bit longer. As of yesterday, 0 to 12, we had 212 kids signed up. We had 2017 and 131 adults. So we're doing pretty good on signups. We're all a little exhausted at the end of the day. The other thing that patients are really excited about is we're doing a wrap-up party this year for everybody that's finished their summer reading challenge. And that is August 4th. Any of you that would like to help volunteer to help us with that program, we'll be glad to take you. We're going to be doing it outside in the evening. We're going to have the big yard games and food and ice cream and all kinds of stuff. I think it's the food that is motivating most of them. So, otherwise, we're doing great. Everything seems to be going along great in Odessa as long as we have internet. Sometimes it's a challenge. We weren't sure that you guys were going to have it tonight, so started out the day with no internet. But it came up, so good. We're doing pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and before we go any further, I'd like a gift from the board for Leanna, and thank you for your service to the board. We appreciate you being here, and we are happy that you work with us, and understand that you have other obligations that life happens to all of us. So. Yeah, I know.
There. Actually, probably the only one that knows what's in there is Karen.
And anytime you decide that your life is back in, you're welcome to come back and be a part of us again. Ooh, cool.
Oh,
Great.
thank you. I love the colors.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good size.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being part of the board. Okay. Are there any other public comments? I guess nobody else is here. Okay. Let's begin with the consent agenda. I think in your folder there is a copy of the closed session from last month. So if you haven't read that, glance over it pretty quickly. That's part of the consent agenda. So everybody have a chance to see that? Okay. Do I hear a motion?
Move to approve the.
Okay.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? All right,
please take the vote. Cody?
Yes.
Jane?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Leanna?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Carlin?
Yes.
Becky?
Okay, motion. Okay, we don't have any unfinished business. Under new business, we need a new person for the policy review committee, and I just got done twisting Goldie's arm, and she said that she would do it, so I'm going to appoint. So
She said ask for volunteers. I said, I want to give everybody else an opportunity. I don't even sit on the committee, by the way.
Yeah.
well, you are gonna have to talk louder when you're talking to me, because I can't hear that well.
Well, who's already on the committee?
Okay, Goldie said she would do it, but I should ask for volunteers. So, anybody wanna volunteer? I think Dan and Jane are already on that committee.
Oh, we are?
Well, yeah, raise your hand. I wrote it, I looked it up, we
Not me.
appointed in August, so, we need another person.
Oh, do it, no. That's fine.
Okay.
You want to nominate Heather? She's not here. Mike, I mean, yeah. I know. Okay, fair game, but.
I can just appoint her, or she can volunteer, I don't have to approve that, we don't have to vote? Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, the next order of business is election of officers, so we have to elect, the president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, is that right? Yes, okay. Any nominations for any?
I nominate Patty for president.
Okay. Okay, any other nominations? Any other volunteers? Okay. Motion has been made and seconded, well, let's see. Can we do the whole thing at one time, or do we just do each one by?
You can do it either way. It would just depend on if there were mixed voting, like if somebody wanted.
Yeah, okay, okay, so motion has been made and seconded, to, elect Patty Long as president for FY '26. Any discussion? All right, please vote.
Cody?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Leanna?
Yes.
Dan? Carlin?
Yes.
Becky? Yes.
Okay. Like I'm stuck. Okay, all right, how about vice president, any nomination for vice president?
Would you review who everyone is currently?
Who are the current officers? I think Carlin is the current vice president.
Are you interested in being vice president again? Nominate Carlin.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded that Carlin.
That was a good.
We elect Carlin as or vice president. Any discussion of, okay, please vote.
Goldie? Yes. Jane?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Leanna? Yes. Dan?
Yes.
Carlin?
Yes.
Becky?
Is that everybody? Okay, so the motion carried. So now we need nominations for secretary. You're the secretary. Becky's the secretary. I'm gonna, we elect Becky as secretary.
Second.
Are you okay with that? Okay. Okay, motion's been made and seconded to, elect Becky as secretary for the next year. Any discussion? Okay, please take the vote.
Goldie? Yes. Jane?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes?
Leanna? Dan?
Yeah.
Carlin?
Yes. Okay, so, motion carried. And then treasurer, I think, Jane, you're the treasurer.
I'm the chair.
Jane's the treasurer. Okay. You object to remaining?
I'll nominate Jane as treasurer.
I'll hear a second.
Second.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded to like Jane as treasurer for the next fiscal year? Or is it fiscal year or is it? Yeah, okay. Any discussion? All right, will you please call a vote?
Libby?
Yes.
Jane? Yes. Patty?
Yes.
Deanna? Yes. Dan?
Yes.
Carlin?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the officers for fiscal year 26 are myself as president, Carlin as vice president, Becky as secretary, and Jane as treasurer. Okay? All right, our next item is consider approval of new board officers on the bank account as check planners. Okay, so do we need to vote on that?
Nope, we don't need to do that because she's remaining as the secretary, or the treasurer, so, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're all remaining the same, okay, so we can, okay.
We don't have to update that.
We don't have to update it, okay. I should have known that, sorry. All right, now we are, the next item is approval of the preliminary budget. Okay, so anybody have any questions that need to be answered before we consider that?
You'll notice it's balanced now.
I see that.
What do we do if our tax base changes?
According to what we have, what we know now, it will not change yet. The Senate bill that we're going to discuss, has to be voted on by the residents of the county in April. And so nothing's going to change before that.
Senior tax credit.
Yeah, the senior tax credit.
That will affect the fiscal year. But there's no way of us knowing.
How much or, yeah.
So is this if you're over 62 and you go to the courthouse with your deed and stuff, and they will hold your taxes at the current rate forever? Is that?
No, not forever.
You have to apply every year.
Yeah, it's every year, yeah. And if you forget to apply one year, then you start at the level where you remember to apply, but you gotta do it every year, yeah.
Yeah, paperwork.
I know.
And if for some strange reason your property assessment or tax goes down, then it goes down to that.
Oh, it does go down? Oh, okay, I didn't get that.
But don't hold your breath.
We probably don't want to be in an economy where the value of land and property is going down.
Yeah, but don't hold your breath.
Anyway, if, we are watching the budget and the issues in Washington and the issues in state very closely. And so if we would have a hit, we'll make adjustments. You know, we've got some adjustments that can be made, that we took out, and we had money to put in. So, one area that is, kind of always sticks out is we don't have to do as many capital projects as we have slated. You know, we try to hit the big ones and then use whatever money we have to do fill in little projects. But we can cut some big projects if we have to.
No, definitely.
Oh, you want me to, I'm like, okay, I don't read lips. I'm trying not to, no, it's okay. Speak out.
Just for your information, if y'all don't realize, Susan is training so that she is able to lead the meeting if Jackie can't ever be here. That's why she's doing all this. Okay, yeah, that's why she's doing all the communication and she's leading the meeting, so.
That's why.
She's training the meeting, yeah.
Anyway, one of the, places that we've put in, to expend is on, where is it? The debt service. We have in there an amount that would enable us to pay off this building by the end of fiscal year 26. So we wouldn't have to pay that off. So we won't be making a payment on that until we get near the end of the year and we can see how things are looking. So that's another big area that we don't have to make cuts to other things.
Saying we don't have to, so
We
we'll
wouldn't-
hold on to
yeah,
this, and
we
then
wouldn't
if we
have-
have it at the end of the year, then we
Right,
can.
if we wouldn't have to pay off the building, it's not, you know,
We gotta do it
possible,
full.
but we can.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
Do you know how many more years are left on this building?
I do not.
The original loan, it was a 20-year loan, you're at year 10. And so there's supposed to be 10 years more of payment. Even if we just made our monthly payment now with those lump sums that we've made on the, principal, I don't think it would be another 10 years, but we certainly have that cushion there. Okay, anybody else, other things that you concerned or questions about? Right then, do I hear a motion?
I move we accept the preliminary 2026 budget. I'll second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded that we accept the preliminary FY 2026 budget. Any more discussion? Okay, will you please call a vote?
Libby?
Yes. Jane? Yes. Abby?
Yes.
Leanna?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Harlan?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so, is that everybody? Okay, motion carried. So the preliminary budget is approved, and you have a copy of it. And then, am I right, in August, you'll have a broken down into all the details, and then
We'll have
that's
the-
when you
yeah.
do the final budget? Okay.
Yeah. Because we'll have the tax levy.
Yeah,
in
that's
August.
right, yeah.
So that's why the meeting gets moved back that extra week.
Right, yeah. Okay, so consider, the next item on our agenda is consider approval to add add Trails District counties to the library sales tax levy. You wanna give us specifics on that, if you can?
Yeah, there's a list of counties that, are able to apply to get a sales tax. Our counties are,
Currently,
there's none. Ours, we are not on that list, but if we would put ourselves on the list, it would enable us to, at a future date, ask for a share of sales tax, like, you know, I don't know, whatever some of these other places have done.
That would have to go to the voters.
Right, it would have, the voters would have to approve it all.
Voters of each county. Right, okay, so
Yeah.
Lafayette County voters would have to approve that they want Lafayette County and Johnson County.
Right.
But you have to be on the list first.
You have to be on the
Yeah,
list
you have to
in
be on the
order to
list.
put it on the ballot.
Yeah, step one is going through the legislative process to get our counties added. And Scenic Regional is kind of Scenic Regional Library is kind of heading this up. And so they have already reached out, anybody that wants to add their counties, let him know, and it will be added to that legislation for the next session.
Yeah, that's another one of those forward-thinking, just in case all the taxes and things
Right.
fall apart, so.
Okay, so everybody clear on that? Okay. I need a motion, if you're going to approve to do that.
I move that we approve adding the TRL district counties to the library tax, sales tax law list.
Okay.
All right, a motion has been made and seconded that we add Trails District counties to the library sales tax law. More discussion?
I say go for it.
Yeah, I think there's no reason not to. No,
There's no reason not to.
All right, Becky, would you please call the vote?
Yes.
Jane? Yes. Patty?
Yes.
Leanna? Yes. Dan?
Yes.
Harlan?
Yes.
Becky? Yes.
Okay, so whatever you have to do to.
I just have to let Steve Campbell know,
Yeah.
and he will get it added, get our county to add it.
Okay, all right. All right. Then our next item of discussion is on this Senate Bill 3, so who is Susan? Yeah, you're on, Susan.
She works real hard preparing for this.
I don't know if you've heard about that we did these real colors and things like that. Jackie's very gold. She likes to be prepared. She likes to have everything in line. I'm orange. We're a little bit more spontaneous. That's a, yeah, I freaked her out one time because in the middle of a session, decided that she should go first instead of after lunch.
She changed the agenda.
She didn't appreciate that. I didn't think it did.
We made it work.
We did. You pulled it all together, but
She said, never do that again, right?
she did say that. Anyway, the Senate Bill 3, has passed both, houses of the legislature, and the governor has signed it. So, it is there. Let's find the rest of it. However, there's also a whole bunch of problems with it, like it may be unconstitutional. And, one of the people was told that, that didn't matter, they should do it anyway. But
I thought this was a done deal, is it not?
it is, but it's also got the lawsuits against it. Or, there's supposed to be a one subject rule, and they've thrown 3 things together. Yeah. So anyway, that's a big one that, and they have to be, preventing lawmakers from cramming things in, and they haven't done that. Because they have, the stadium law is part of that, as well as the taxes. And then there's problems with the property tax, or the tax thing for the stadium, because we're not allowed constitutionally to give money, tax money to a for-profit entity. But that's what the bill wants to do. So it's a done deal, but there's lawsuits pending.
Well, potentially. They're expecting it to be challenged in the court. But it's not a done deal yet. The bill is, but then it has to be on the ballot. And that would be on the ballot in April.
Yeah, that's April 26th, I think.
And then it would be a done deal if the voters voted to approve that.
Yeah. So it's gone through the legislature, it's not gone through the courts, and it has not gone to the people yet.
So is that, in April, that would be like each county would be voting, like you said, on that? Okay. Okay.
So this is not related to the elderly property tax.
No, that's a different one.
This is a different one. Okay, that's what I was confused about.
Yeah, this would apply to everybody, not just seniors.
The 0% counties would act more like the senior tax credit, because it kind of would freeze it, where the 5% counties, either over a year or 2 years, it
You
can't be
can't
more
have
than
an
5%.
increase of more than 5%. So. Yeah, so, one of the things that we're going to have to make a point that everybody realizes what this will do to funding. Because, I mean, if I was, as a property owner, I might go, ooh, lower taxes, I like that. But if I look at it and go, I have, $10 less in taxes, and that means they've slashed my library budget by $50,000, I'm not okay with that. So,
Not just libraries either. It's
no,
schools and.
the fire department,
Yeah.
and my parks,
It's still gonna be a hard sell,
it will, but
because I just know that when we discussed tax
think Johnson County is richer than Lafayette, but Lafayette is not a, rather poor county.
Yeah. But that's what makes these other alternative sources of funding really important to start looking at.
I'll be bringing some more.
Maybe I'll bring them up in July. Be surprised. Either way.
All right, you got, that's kind of the gist of it. Does anybody have any other questions or whatever? No. Complicated, it's confusing.
Yes,
It's confusing, yeah.
yeah, especially when we're passing it, but we know it probably is gonna get
Yeah.
challenged and the voters have to vote on it, but not until,
It's very confusing. Okay. There's nothing we need to decide, you just were giving us information, right?
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? Okay. Announcements?
there is a board vacancy in Lafayette County.
Chris Philpott, she, you guys at last meeting wanted me to reach out to her and see, you know, if there was something going on or whatever. Before I got an opportunity to do that, because I went straight to vacation after our last meeting, she did text me, the day I was getting ready to email her, and check in with her, and, she said that she needed to resign. She just is not able to make the meetings, and I asked her if she would send me an email to that effect. I still have not gotten an email, because I wanted something that I could put in my folder, more than just a text message, and then be able to share that with the board as well. So I haven't gotten that, but she did tell me that she was resigning.
Well, that means we actually have, oh, go ahead.
I think you can take a screenshot of the text message and email it to yourself.
I was just hoping I would get
Yeah.
an email.
A little more official thing,
I've had people resign via text message,
Oh, no.
real nice, but I can't screenshot, email it myself, figure it out.
And then put them on the do not rehire.
Yeah.
So that means that, so Leanna is, her service is completed and she's not reapplying, so that means we have 2 vacancies.
Well, you guys, recommended someone, last.
Oh,
month.
that's right, I'm
Rhonda
sorry,
Bierman,
my
and
bad,
she has been
I'm sorry.
appointed- She has been appointed by the Lafayette County
I'm
Commission.
sorry.
Last we think of that, so.
That, I'm wrong, but
Starts July 1.
we still have 1 vacancy in Johnson, Lafayette County. I'm sorry, I should have remembered that.
And remind us what her name is?
Rhonda Bierman is
Rhonda
the
Bierman.
new one.
Okay, okay, now we need to, have a motion to go into closed session. Want your motion?
I make a motion to go into closed session.
Second?
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded that, we, go out of regular session into closed session. Please take a vote. Woody? Yes.
Jane? Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Leanna?
Yes.
Dan?
Yeah.
Carlin?
Yes.
Now I need to
Yeah, we need to.
shut down the live streaming.
We need to lock the door too. I don't think it is. I will check with Kendra.
Yeah.
We also need to give the last meeting, executive meeting, minute meeting back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just left it.
All right.